As usual, we're going to the mirror case to see what sense can we make out of it. Now, the court is back from recess. This is the second day, and then we found out that this photographer, the sketchy photographer who was taking photographs at the inspection in loco, was the one who was testifying today. Now, before we do all of that, please like and subscribe. Please like the live, hit that notification bell so that when we drop more content like this, you are in the loop. Now, we're going to check how this guy tried to sneak in some photos that were not requested from him. You see, I'm wondering, this guy says he wants to do his work proper, right? He wants to put cones and what, but he came a day or 2-3 days after the inspection in loco. I'm wondering, why didn't this bright idea occur to him when it was time to go to the inspection in loco? That's those cones, whatever he was going to, demarcate the place with, then he would have achieved the results that he's trying to put across to us, that he's a guy who tries to do his job proper. And another thing, I can't understand this guy's accent. I really don't understand it. And another thing that makes it more sketchy is the fact that he didn't want to testify in Venek. I don't know. I don't understand. But now, another thing that was funny to me, which occurred to me, is that Judge Rata is saying he had to put this on record. And I understand why. He had to put on record that Brigadier Gininda was there. And then Brigadier Gininda was wearing a camouflage. Did it look like camouflage? It didn't look like camouflage. It looked more like tactical gear to me. And then from there, he said Gininda, he didn't even know that Gininda was there. So Gininda was wearing a mask and what. So he had to take off his mask and speak to him. I understand why now this judge is putting this on record. It's because whoever will be reviewing this case will want to know in what type of state will Gininda. Or the judge is just blocking for the fact that if somebody just raises it up in the future, this is on record. His saying is on the record that Gininda, he had to take off the mask when he was speaking to him. It might have happened just before, the proceedings continued, just off camera. They spoke and then he took off his mask. But when he was testifying in court, Gininda, he didn't have his mask on. So let's get that clear. I understand why the judge is putting that across. Now let's share a little clip of Advocate Munisi just trying to get to understand why this guy had to go a day or two after to take more pictures that were not requested. This guy just denies and say no, it was Advocate Munisi who requested, it was Advocate Balui. He even denies that he knows Gininda, which is funny because the way he does things, it seems like somebody who's getting orders from Gininda. You know how he works. And then it's funny that the state has to always throw a spanner in the works in situations like this. I don't understand why they had to go and take other pictures if they didn't do that on the day of the inspection in loco. They didn't do that. They didn't present these pictures during the time they were presenting pictures of the map, Baloi and Gininda. They didn't present those pictures. But now, here are those pictures with cones and stuff. Let's hear what Advocate Munisi has got for us towards this guy. Then I'll come to...
Then explain, that is explained by the fact that these other photos were not photos that were photographed on the day on which this pointing out was held, not so.
But ngelanga la nge4 kunyaka kantulukazi kumnyaka sukubona ke ukhumule khona njalo ukuthi inkosi enkantolo abameli team rabashushisi futhi nabasolwa ke futhi nabantu kade bekhona baphelekeza ke inkantolo yonkana begadila futhi then
Sorry. The network is kind of jittery, so just bear with me. It's just going to be a short clip, and then from there I'll proceed with my commentary, and then I'll close the live. I'm going to do short lives this day.
nokuphepha ke yakhe khona ke ngelanga la nge-4 lapho ke ngesikhathi kade ubaba ubrigadier Gilina bekenza lezi zinto lezi azenza mhlawumbe lokukhomba kade akwenza ke ngelanga la nge-4 etshengisa bona-ke mayelana nodaba lamaphuzu athizeni ngelanga leli athi yena-ke kade akhona-ke ahlangane nomsola wokuqala lapho-ke ngaphambi kwesikhumulo samaphoyisa sase-Vosloorus. Bathi manje ngabe lokho kusho khona-ke sasokuthi kungakho yena-ke engavelile kule yithombe lezi lezi wona owathatha ngelanga lilanga lela nge-4.
All the photos I took on the 4th, some of them I put in the photos. There's nowhere Brigadier Gininda is pointing to me. I don't recall him pointing to me.
Sorry, for progress sake, Gininda was in camouflage uniform. Even I couldn't recognize him at first. And when I had to speak to him, he had to take off his mask. But he was there. I've made my notes, which I'll read into the record.
Inkosi enkantolo yasho ukuthi axolisa ke lapho ke singamoshiki isikhathi esinye futhi athi uba ubrigadier Gininda nomnumzana ubrigadier Gininda kade akhona ke lapho ke futhi egqoke ingubo zekhaza zami abayibiza ukuthi camouflage. Athi inkosi enkantolo bekangazi ukuthi uyena ke lo muntu leyo ubrigadier Gininda waze wafuna isikhathi ukuthi ubrigadier Gininda akhiphe mask yena bese kulambone khona ukuthi uyena ke futhi athi inkosi enkantolo inama notes ewabhalile phansi ukuthi wafunde.
So let me put it this way.
Let's leave that alone. Okay, now, since the judge is saying he's got some notes that he's going to put onto record, it's evident that from his notes, he just noted things that are going to assist him. Just underline the fact that he told Sibia that Sibia said he sat there with his legs uncuffed. Note that he neglects saying that he was tied behind his back, sitting down, and then the plastic bag. He didn't mention that. But he mentions that his legs were untied. So it just shows that his notes are just structured in a way that they are going to help him. But I don't know how far they're going to help him. When Mr. Zungu is going to come along and tear everything apart that was built by the state. This is what I just wanted to, bring to you today. Not too much. I didn't want to talk too much. Let's look at those two. That the fact that the judge put that into record, there's a reason for that. And the fact that this witness had to sneak in some photos that were not requested for him. The state always has to produce some extra something just to throw a spanner into the works. Anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that when we drop more content like this, you're in the loop. Probably when there's more substance in court, we will have a much more longer discussion. I think I'll be out.